Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
A little breezy out there tonight so far. I was out at Art in the Vineyard last night, and as I mentioned earlier just a few minutes ago, a couple of the vendors had to actually put down a couple of extra stakes because winds were getting inside there, starting to pull up some of the tops of those tents. So we'll see the winds settle down tonight, but again, this is what we're getting. We've got sort of a clash of air masses going on that's been responsible for bringing in the cooler air, but it's also been kicking up the winds, what we call the pressure differential. That's where the lines of pressure in the atmosphere kind of get squeezed together, and as they do, it starts to increase the wind. So those will settle down overnight tonight. Tomorrow we'll probably see a repeat of that. Visual satellites showing pretty much clear skies from Portland all the way down towards Medford and Klamath Falls. No problems there. North Coast, starting to see the marine layer just kind of hug right around Astoria as you go up into southern Washington. Otherwise, everybody else is under clear skies for now. We'll see the marine layer eventually push back in as we go overnight tonight. Check out these numbers. Not bad. 47. Nice to see the lows below average. Haven't been able to say that for a while. Same thing with the afternoon highs. 79 degrees. That's the last time we've hit the 70s. It's been quite some time. It's been pretty quiet across most of the Northwest as well. A little bit of shower activity just north of Spokane. It's about as close as it can get to us. We had a couple of strong thunderstorms south of Boise. In fact, a tornado warning actually on one of those cells that worked its way across the interstate out towards Twin Falls. Otherwise, high pressure also starting to rebuild just to the west of us will likely clear anything out in terms of any developing systems that try to move through with this low that's moving up into western British Columbia. So as we go overnight tonight, we'll keep things in the upper 40s again in the valley. I am going to keep us in the mid 50s in Roseburg. Do think we'll see the clouds probably settle in after midnight, 2, 3 in the morning. Might get a quick hour or two in the southern valley, but most of that should be gone. Again, very, very thin marine layer of low clouds in the morning hours. 74 degrees in Portland today. They hung on to the clouds a little longer. Thus a little cooler. 77 in Bend, 94 in Ontario, the hot spot today. 83 in Pendleton, 86 in Medford, 81 in Roseburg, and 73 out towards Coos Bay, North Bend, where they're checking in right now at 70 degrees. 81 in Roseburg. We've still got around 75 in Corvallis and 60s as you get on top of the mountain. So I'm going to step out of the way and show you what we've got. So we've got a little dip in the jet stream right now. That's bringing in some of the cooler air. That will quickly move off to the east. And then by Saturday and Sunday, high pressure starts to rebuild just to the west of us, and that will start to warm things back up. We're not talking about a major heat wave, but still it will keep the temperatures back up into the 80s both tomorrow and Sunday. And even warmer still as we head towards early next week. And no rain coming either. That high is going to pretty much plant itself out in the Pacific, and that should take away any systems that try to get themselves developed. So we'll go windy tomorrow afternoon again along the coast. Temperatures there will likely be in the mid-60s, then back to the low 70s, topping out on Tuesday and cooling off once again. In the Umpqua Basin, low 80s around Elkton. We'll be in the mid-80s down towards Roseburg, Myrtle Creek, Canyonville. Umpqua Basin back into the low 90s by Monday and Tuesday. Cascade, sunny and warm. Temperatures around 70 to 74 degrees. In Bend and Redmond, a sunny, breezy afternoon with the temperatures in the mid-80s tomorrow and Sunday, and then a tad warmer as we go to Monday and Tuesday. And finally in the valley, a sunny, breezy afternoon. Guys, still pretty comfortable. Upper 70s, I like, but I'll take low 80s. Mid to upper 80s, yeah, that's when it gets a little uncomfortable. Now, and that'll be when everyone heads back to week on Monday and Tuesday.
If things are still too warm for you, you can always head to the coast, cool off for a couple hours, come home.
Go out, hang out in the 60s.
Alrighty, thank you.
You bet.